So this is a weird topic. Simply, it's being human. And it's always surprising to me how few leaders realize that you can be human and still be a good manager. It doesn't mean that you're soft or you don't hold folks accountable. It just means that you understand that the people working for you are also human and need human accommodation sometime. Here's an example. When I was at Citibank years ago, I had a manager who was really harsh with his team. And I'm not one to recommend or encourage staff to jump a level to go to their senior leader. However, in this case, an associate came to me crying, and she had messaged me and said that she wanted to talk to me about something. And so I reached out to him and asked if he knew what it was about so that I could be prepared. And his response was, she wanted to do something. I told her no, and now she's coming to complain to mommy. Those were his words. And so I went, okay, well, I need to, hear what she's got going on, and I'll let you know how it goes. He recommended that I not speak to her and just refuse her and tell her to go back to him. I made the choice to speak to her because that was in my right. So she came to see me, and she explained to me that she had been riding the bus to work because her and her boyfriend share a car, and her that car broke down. And so she was commuting an hour and a half each morning and an hour and a half each afternoon to get to and from work. And she said because she would get home at a certain time at night, it was, well after dark, and she was a little bit nervous about being at the bus stop at a certain time, and she would also have to get up before dark to start her trek to work. I understood that plight, and I asked her really what she wanted me to do. What she was asking for was a temporary accommodation to shift her schedule a little bit so that she could take a later bus or an earlier bus, depending on what was going on. She wasn't asking for forever. She wasn't asking for anything that I felt was unreasonable, and I granted her request. He was furious. He was so mad and felt like I, number one, had undermined him, and number two, had allowed something that he didn't think should be allowed. At the end of the day, she came back. She'd asked for 30 days so that they could either get the car repaired, get a new car. It actually only took her 2 weeks. And as soon as she knew that she didn't have to ride the bus anymore, she came straight to my office, told me I didn't need the accommodation anymore, and she was going to come back to her regular schedule. What harm did that make? Zero. I got an employee who was so grateful. She stepped up her game. She became a go-to for me because of the way I handled that situation. And so being human doesn't come natural to everybody, but I'm telling you, it's a game changer.